It's mine. Whose world is this?
Taking over, hit the landscape of the kicks and copping any bricks. Or fire you desire, my rock can maybe flip. It's easy, you never trip, get them early, you never miss no bite. But if they hot, make it to the court, they cap. Now welcome to Bobby Sneaker World. Sneaker World, yeah, Bobby Sneaker World, Sneaker World, Sneaker World.
Hey yo, what's good y'all? It's your boy, Bobby Sneaker World, and I am back with another video. This is a highly anticipated video. Maybe not just for me. There's a bunch of top 10 sneaker pickups of the year videos out there right now, but you haven't seen mine. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to take a few, I already know that it's going to take a few minutes out of your day. So I'm going to tell you right up front that I appreciate you spending this time with me. Hopefully you make it through the entire top 10. Let me know in the comment section down below if you agree with my top 10. I already know that there's no way there's going to be a consensus that everybody rocks with my top 10. Now, what I also wanted to say, which I'm a little disappointed in myself with this, all 10 of these sneakers are dead stock. That is unacceptable. And that has to change. But all of these are dead stock here in front of me. But this was very difficult. I had no idea until I started pulling out. This isn't, obviously I picked up more than 10 sneakers. I didn't want to have a bunch of honorable mentions. I didn't want to make a top 20 and all that. So I did 10. It's very difficult. I do have one honorable mention, and I would have just had 10, but my most recent pickup, which a lot of you guys know, that bumped that out. So I had to make the list. I had to change it a little bit. But what I do want to say is, my top 10 sneaker pickups of last year, I said the sneaker of the year was the, what are these called? Damn. Turbo Greens, Jordan 1s. This was my sneaker of the year last year. Lo and behold, a year later, they're going for like $600 or whatever in my size. I wear those all the time. So I'm just saying, I'm batting 1,000 since I've been doing these. A lot of people, those sat for a few days. They didn't sell out on, you know what I'm saying, on release day and anything like that. But, you know, you got to have an eye for it. And I feel like I do. But anyway, I also wanted to say all of these have resale value, but these aren't chosen by that. These, I haven't, you know, if something is $600 is number one. I'm not doing that. And another thing, I'm rambling, but one last thing, everything in this list isn't from 2020. It was picked up in 2020. So there are a couple sneakers in here that are old retros that were picked up in 2020 that made it into my top 10. So anyway, with all that being said, if you're new around here and that big button down below is still red, you're doing it all wrong, make sure that button is gray. Come over here and join the movement. Subscribe to the channel. We're about 40 subscribers away from 3,800, man. We'll be going into next year sometime hitting the 4K mark. So anyway, let's jump straight into this list. I can't say straight into it because I've probably been talking 5 minutes already. My one and only honorable mention that had to be bumped off, it was going to be at number 10, but it's going to be the Court Purple Jordan 3s. These are really, really dope. These are clean. I got these from overseas. This was an overseas exclusive release. So, got these from BSTN, and these are dead stock as well. So, that's my one honorable mention. But let's get into number 10. Number 10. This was hard to put all the way down at the bottom of the list, but I got 9 other sneakers that I feel were a better pickup. Still dead stock. 72 and 10 Jordan 11s. I think that this is one of the best 11s ever to release outside of like the Concords and the Braids and stuff like that. If they ever retro these and they make these high cut patent leather, this would be the perfect. This Jordan 11 would be perfect to me. I don't really like the low cut patent leather on it, but the leather uppers, the best thing that Jordan 11s can do, that is my favorite part of this entire sneaker. The quality of the leather on the uppers instead of the ballistic mesh. That's my number 10 though. Another OG is all the way down at number 9. I can't believe that I got it this low. But it is what it is. Fire Red 4s, man. Got it at number 9 on my list. But it definitely is in the top 10 pickups of 2020. The closest that they've ever gotten to OG on the Fire Red 4 with the Nike Air on the back. Got the OG-esque thin hang tag right there. Fire Red 4s had to be in my top 10. It's at number 9. My favorite silhouette, Jordan 1s, is at my number 8 spot. And it could have been higher, but I'm going biohacks. I'm going biohack Jordan 1s at number 8. Obviously, this is pretty controversial, regardless of what resale value is. But a lot of people just think that it's just doing way too much with the color blocking. But if you ever had these in hand, this might be the best material on any of the sneakers that I show today. The suede on these, the short hair suede on these is absolutely great from heel all the way to toe box. The biohack ones, quality alone has to put it in your top 10. I don't care if you don't like necessarily the color blocking. All right, so moving on. Another Jordan 11 that did not release in 2020. And I have no idea why I have it this low. Where am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. What is 7? I don't know. Wherever I'm at on the list. The Space Jam 11 was picked up in 2020, man. Completely dead stock for retail. At the beginning of the year, shout out to my girl V Lo. You know what I'm saying? She's also a content creator here. She posts more on IG now than she does on YouTube. But she blessed me with the Space Jam Jordan 11. Wow. Anyway, moving on. I'm trying to run through this list because I took a lot of time in the beginning, so I'm going to try to run through the list. Another Jordan 1, man. Royal Toes. Royal Toes. Just outside my top 5. Number 6. Absolutely amazing. Like I said, still dead stock. Haven't worn these for whatever reason yet, but I will get around to wearing these. Absolutely incredible sneaker. I don't know what resale is doing on these. I'm sure they're over $400 or something like that. Woo! Dust is kicking up on them. They've been sitting so long. Anyway, excuse me. Bam. I'm just going to get straight to it. Top 5. This was a must, man. I didn't get the original release. Y'all already know. Well, I hate when people say you already know. You don't know me. But some of you may know that I don't really rock with Kanye no more. I have the Wave Runners. I have the Zebras. And there's 2 other sneakers outside. So 3 sneakers. This was one of them. If a 750 releases, or a Turtle Dove re-release or something like that. That's the only other exceptions that I would make as far as for a personal cop. But this is definitely in my top 5. The most wearable 350 made with the all black. I had the black statics twice and I sold them both times. Just because I don't like that it wasn't solid black like these are. These are solid black. So these were a must. Glad I hit on those for retail. Well, all my sneakers are retail. I don't pay resale. So moving into my top 4. Shout out to the boy Jeezy. Another content creator that gave me the oop on these. I struck out because it's a women's release here in Columbus. But these were shipped from New Orleans. UNC to Chicago. Women's release Jordan 1s, size 12, my size 10.5 in Jordan 1s. He blessed me, man. He hit, I think, on multiple pairs. So he sent me a pair because I struck out here locally, man. But the quality of the leather on these is crazy. I said, and the men's release, the all patent leather ones, if these release, because it was like kind of rumored at the time, if these release looking like this, then I was getting rid of that man's pair and I had to get the women's version because these are 100 times better than the all patent leather Fearless joints. So it happened. I got rid of those, was able to secure these. These are my number 4. Color blocking is amazing. The leather is great. Still dead stock, unfortunately. Alright, so my top 3 is going to bother some people. And I'm prepared for it. It's okay, because it's my top 3. This sneaker that I just recently picked up is the reason that I had to bump everything down one slot in my list and then knock the Court Purple 3s off my list, the top 10. Kobe Grinches, man. The Kobe 6 Protro Grinch is number 3 in my top 3. Not seeing, that's why like this list can't just be about hype. Yes, Kobe's are extremely hard to obtain at this point. This is a grail status type sneaker for some people. But I've never been a big Kobe sneaker fan. Like, as far as his sneakers, there's only a couple that I love. So, that I like. But this had to be up there just because of respect alone, what it means to the culture, what it means to the community, and it's dope. I mean, it is a dope sneaker, but it's not my number 1 sneaker just because it was so hard to get. It's not my number 2 because it was hard to get or what it represents, but it is in my top 3. So now I have the Crazy 8, his best sneaker with Adidas to me, and the Kobe Grinches Nikes. So that's my top 3. I'm sure this will be, if it was in people's possession, it may be higher on some people's list, but you know, 3 is high. Number 2 on my list is probably not going to make the top 3, top 5 on anybody's list on YouTube unless they really, really like these as much as we do over here in this house. It could have been number 1, but since you haven't seen that sneaker yet, you probably know what my number 1 is. But number 2 on my list is the OG, man. The Nike Air Max 95 Neon is my number 2 for 2020. It would be my number 1 because I came into 2020 when I seen that these were rumored to release. It was the only must cop. Throughout the year, you already know some things are going to release. Some things surprise you, like, oh man, they're releasing that, or this drops next week, or whatever. When I seen that these were releasing, I had to have these. It was a absolute must. It was just like when the Black Cement 3s dropped. I knew when the Bread 4s were coming out. All those type of releases, Bread 11s, I'm getting them. This is up there with. This was a must. I've never had this sneaker before, and I had to have it. And I'm glad I was able to get it. So this is my number 2. Alright, so y'all know what my favorite silhouette is. If you don't, I said it already in this video. It is Jordan 1s. My number 1 pickup for me in 2020 is the Mocha 1s. Yes, I Travis Scotted my joints out. I don't even know if I'm going to wear them that way. I might just throw sail laces in because I think that looks clean. I just did this just for, you know what I'm saying, just to see what it looked like. I don't know if I'm actually going to, when I finally unds these, I'm going to wear them out the house like this. But this is, I've said this plenty of times. If you're new around here, this will be your first time hearing it. These, to me, I've had Travis Scott 1s in hand, highs. These are better. To me, just because of the color blocking. I would love to have Travis Scott 1s. I do not own a pair, but I still would like these better as far as like walking out of the house, just what they look like on feet because of the color blocking, not because of the quality, not because of the collab, not because of the resale value. Just walking around aesthetically, I like these better, but they're both fire. Anyway, so this is my number 1. This is my number 1 sneaker pickup of the year. I know a lot of people bump these down. Now all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, they picked up. And I think I'm gonna make another video just so people don't think that like if for those of you that have been here for a while, y'all know I'm not the biggest hype beast type person. I had off-white 4s. I had those. Sold those. Off-white 5s and all that. I don't like them. Either colorway. That's just me. I would not wear those. So that's all of that super hyped up stuff. Not saying there's something wrong with it if you got it in your top 10 or whatever. If that's what you got this year and you think those are fire, obviously you do because you bought them. Or the J Balvins and stuff like that. I don't like any of those sneakers. I don't like them. So like I said, the Sale Off-White 4s, I had those, sold them for a lot of money. But it was not, they look bulky. Every on foot that I've seen, everybody on Instagram, shout out to y'all that y'all have them in your top 3 and top 1 or whatever. I just don't, they look good on base sizes. But on men, they are so big. They're so bulky. And they're not really that crazy to me in hand. But anyway, I've talked long enough. I have no idea how long this video is, but I appreciate y'all for watching nonetheless. That's my top 10 for 2020. We are still going to do the Heater Cheeks live. We're shooting for New Year's Eve. So we're shooting for New Year's Eve, probably 7 or 8. Y'all let me know if y'all think that's a good idea. I'm out of here. I've talked long enough and I'm tired and I'm hot. OV!